You clamps? Yeah. Oh, well, maybe you're in the market for some clamps, and you want to get yourself some of these F clamps, and 25 odd euros, 15 odd euros, 35 odd euros. It goes on like that. Before you know, you spend absolute hundreds on fucking clamps. Yeah, it costs you a fortune, does clamps, so you might want to buy some second hand. But be warned, you need to inspect your clamps. That you must. You see these little Bessie clamps? I think these are Bessies. Yeah, they're little Bessie clamps. Now these are an F clamp, okay? They are absolutely fine. But if you look at this, alright? If you see it and it can bend back that far like that, well then, yeah, avoid the blade, because although these still work, your clamping angle is all off. As you can see, you want it down here, alright? You want your clamp to be perpendicular to your workpiece. And as it stands, these are not. But you see. Oh, my dear wife just brought me a coffee. Oh, you've got a nice creamer on there, my darling. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I know I married you for something. Yeah, in fact, the sex life, that I know. Anyway. I'm going to get a wallop. Anyway. Now, the thing is, getting back to the old clamp. Not the clap. The clamp. Anyway, all pre-claps here. Anyway, we've got our clamps, all right? Now, these, you can't really do a lot about them, because what's happened with these, I don't know if you can see that in there, they've become compressed on the alley casting, so that's why it's going up too high. You know, they're still usable, but they're not brilliant, all right? Now, these ones, oh, crikey, the Quaffy ones, these are European, all right? Now, the beauty about these are, even if you have got a bit of slack in there, you can tighten it up, because you have a little cam in there and a little Allen grub screw in there, so you can tighten them. So that one could probably do have been tightened a little bit now, just a little bit. So they're fine. So you can adjust them. Brilliant things. You know, that's why they're blooming expensive. You know, around 35, 40 euros a pop at that size. These ones, which come from Leroy Merlin's, are actually not a bad little clamp, and they are about 10 to 15 euros each. And they're actually quite a good little clamp, right? These are obviously new. But same with these, just like these clamps, be careful that you haven't got too much slop there. That is okay, alright? As you can see, it's still perpendicular to the workpiece. So as long as it's perpendicular to the workpiece, it's good. That ain't perpendicular to the workpiece anymore. That's actually, it's bending upwards, alright? That's no good, really. The same with these ones as well. Yeah, they're doing the same as well, those ones and this one here. So you go, that was even worse, the state of that, you know. Still works, it still clamps, so as long as it's not critical. Also, that back bar's a little bit bent. As long as it's not critical, it doesn't matter too much. But the thing is, if you're trying to clamp two pieces of wood together on a glue up, if your clamps are not clamping perpendicular to the workpiece, you can get slippage. So as you tighten the clamps up, effectively it can do that, you say, to align with the clamps and not with the actual workpiece. Now you can, by putting a little bit, I think, a little bit of sugar in your glue and what have you, it'll grip, and the sugar just dissolve away. But it'll grip it while it actually clamps together. Or you can make sure you've got some side clamps, but there's more clamps you need. Now this one here, this is the Revix, quite a popular brand here in France. Not quite as expensive as these, but you know, these are another good clamp. Yet again, adjustable on there, so you can see it has a grub screw on there. So as this becomes slack, I can't imagine it getting slack anyway, because they're such solid things. The bar is hardened. Unlike these feel a bit soft, and just like some of the cheap clamps you get, don't ever buy budget clamps that you can get for, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 euros for two. Don't buy them second hand. They'll be knackered. All right, they're okay when they're new, but they don't last long because they're too soft. They're still good. You know, they'll still last a while. If you know, not using too often, but if you use them like I do, you know, doing laminations and stuff, you want clamps that are going to stay in a workable condition. These Revix ones, these are very good clamps. Like I say, these are adjustable. Again, they generally come with, like this one here has got a little plastic shoe on there to protect your workpiece. And they're really, really good, heavy, solid clamps. You don't always want clamps that heavy though, do you? If you're doing small pieces, you might just want something like that. But like these little Bessies here. You know, Bessies do big clamps as well, but you know. Bessie's a good brand, you know, but I'm pretty certain they're Bessie. Don't say on there. This might be a Bessie copy then. But anyway, they're not a bad little clamp, apart from the fact they're worn. Been used, you see. So bear that in mind. If you're on the old hunt for your clamps, F clamps in this case, not G clamps so much, then you just got to make sure they ain't bent, and that you can undo them and do them right up and what have you, and there's not too much slop on the thread, because you get really old. You can get really old record at G clamps, and I've got some really old ones myself. There's a whole load down there, and I've got a load through in the other barn as well, which are a bit sloppy now. But anyway, if you are looking for clamps and what have you, just bear that in mind. Your workpieces need to be able to be clamped perpendicular to each other, together, nice in a line. So anyway, I thought I'd just share that with you. I don't know if there's any use. Anyway, go clamp hunting now. Yeah, go hunting for clamps, not crabs, clamps. Yeah, actually depends what sort of crabs actually. You've got a chroma and Norfolk coast, you get some nice chroma crabs. But if you go out for the night on a weekend and what have you, you might come out back with a different type of crabs. If you know what I mean. Yes, witchy. Toodaloo.